Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of the world. Welcome to A Dose of Rags, episode 17, post-election. Where are we at in the world? It was just summer yesterday. It was just 2023, 2 days ago. What's going on? We have a new president, folks, and he swept every state, every swing state. He swept it. He crushed Democrats. And look, I'm not going to lie to you. I kind of felt it coming, and I'm not going to lie to you. I was sitting there that night and I'm scared. I'm scared of what's going to happen. But at the same time, a little bit excited. I'm not going to lie to you. And I'm not someone who's going to sit here and say Donald Trump is the devil. I don't believe that. I do believe Donald Trump definitely has his own acquired taste. The man is definitely, springs along a movement that maybe isn't so positive sometimes. But we do have a new president, folks. And Democrats, game fell apart. They got to go home and find a whole new game, a whole new playbook, whatever you call it. Things are not looking good. Now, listen, for you folks out there who are saying, I got to leave the United States. Look, if you are a woman living in Texas or living in one of these states where women's rights are not what they used to be, that's the beautiful thing about the United States of America. You have the option to move. Now, I know some of you can't, but some of you can. So you could come to California, baby. California, where there will be no mass deportations. Guaranteed, baby. California, where a woman will always have the right to choose, baby. California, where the weed is green. California, you can come here, folks. So I don't want to. One thing is we have to remember. People say, I'm going to get out of here. We're going to Canada. Canada ain't no better. There's a whole Trump movement over there. There's a whole MAGA movement, man. They're racist as shit over there. They hate Indians.
Forget about the MAGA movement for a second. You could lock it on the MAGA movement if you want, but I mean, for those that say economy and my eggs cost too goddamn much, I mean, go to Canada, you'll find out how much exactly you're going to be paying for eggs over there.
Yeah, I was just there, man.
Rags, you saw so much homeless over there, right? When you went?
Drug addicts. Again, they have one of the biggest areas where people that are unfortunately homeless and have drug problems are stationed. But yeah, it's all over the world, baby. It's all over the world, folks. But look, market is booming. Market isn't gone. Market is like a 14-year-old boner. It won't go down. You know what I'm saying? It's rocketing up. And eventually we have to have some type of pullback, because this market's out of control, which is great, yes. But we all know, and not everything can last like that. One thing I will tell you is that as soon as Trump got elected, November 6th or whatever, November 7th, I saw a headline. Hamas wants to have a peace settlement, whatever they, come on. Hamas been saying that forever. What do you think they want to keep getting attacked? Do you think they want to keep getting killed? Of course they want to. They've been asking for peace. I want to be clear. Market is up, but Russia, Ukraine, war is worse than ever. 50,000 troops assembled. Putin did the call with Trump, and he decided I got to align 50,000 troops. Naked pictures of Melania on Russian state TV. How much do they respect Donald Trump? I don't know, right? Hamas getting bombed, Palestine getting bombed, Gaza's getting bombed, Lebanon getting bombed. So no ending in sight for the war. Let's be clear here. Okay? But I do want to talk about the person who I am most impressed with this election. And it's not Donald Trump. And you would think this is a comeback kid, right? He beat all his cases. I mean, never in the history of the world has a man not only won, but beat all his court cases, all his money problems are solved, everything is solved in just one day, But he's not even the one that impresses me the most. The most impressive person to me is Elon Musk. A freaking 3 weeks ago, this guy was sitting there telling you, he hates trans kids or whatever the hell, right? He's on Twitter talking about blah, blah, blah. And now, this guy's co-president. I mean, this guy is deciding who's going to get elected. Who's going to get nominated with Trump for his positions. He is on calls with Zelensky and Trump. He has on the other doing separate calls with Putin. This guy is impressive. This guy, you got to admit, no matter how much you hate him, he's impressive. This guy took 200,000 something Amish votes. He turned nothing into magic. Trump got beaten PA. We all know where the Amish live. Lancaster, goddamn Pennsylvania. Bro, he impressed me, man. Listen, I was talking so much shit about this guy, and now I'm like, holy cow. He's co-president. The guy is not even a naturalized citizen of this country. He's co-president of the United States. Okay, goddamn it. He's living in Mar-a-Lago. He's in Trump's guest room, bro. I mean, did you guys ever think that would be the case?
Which part? About Elon being in his guest room? I thought you were about to get dark real quick with that one. Where else was he going to be after the guest room?
These guys have a bromance, bro. I can't even... I mean, obviously they're not gay. They don't like gays.
No, I get it. I get it.
I don't think they hate gays. I mean, President Trump was very good to gay people during his first term. Let's keep it in mind. Okay.
He just says outrageous shit. That's all.
He just says shit, man. Shit. What do you guys think, though? Did Elon Musk impress either of you?
Yeah. I mean, Elon did. My thoughts on the whole election. So here's what I want to know. So my boy sends me a text the night before, right? And he's like, I calculated this all. There's no way in hell Kamala can win. Trump is going to win by a landslide. So my follow-up question was, can we bet on it?
Yes, you can bet on it. You can already bet on 2028. Bro, 2028, there's already... 2028 they're already betting on. And their big bet is on J.D. Vance.
Right.
I try to go on DraftKings, and
it's not on U.S. hosted draft sites. Non-U.S. hosted gambling sites. It's like Canadian like gambling sites. I heard you could gamble. Not if it's hosted in the U.S.
U.S. is trying to make it illegal to bet on our election because of interference and all that crap. So the fact is, you can bet on the shit. I mean, let me ask you this. Who was your boy that had all this information?
My boy Art, he was like, he was just calculating. The night before, he's like...
How much fucking blow did he do before he told you this? Bro, I got the answer. I mean, we were all confused. Only guy who knew the election was over, Elon Musk.
He got proven right, though. I fell asleep because he was crushing it. Like by 10 o'clock, he was crushing. I was like, all right, this is a wrap. And I woke up and it was, yeah. He already had like 2 of them swing states.
Was he sitting next to fucking Elon?
I was like, damn, I should have bet on it. And then I actually tried. I went on draft. I was like, yo, at least, you know what? I'm kind of thinking the same way. I was like, you know what? Let me try. At least let me get something out of this, you know?
Bro,
so I try to put in a bet.
Listen, I mean, you're going to get a new world order, goddammit. Like, isn't that enough?
He was favored to win anyway, Jay. He was favored to win, and you could have placed the bet on it. But the odds were not through the roof for Trump, but the odds were in his favor, which means for every $100 you bet, you may win like $55, $60, something like that back. Right?
Yeah, they're making money on the juice. They don't care.
Yeah.
Or as Kanye would say, they're making money off the Jews.
Yeah.
Not the juice. No, I mean, look, you got to admit, that night, there's a lot of... Look, we learned a big lesson. Number one, do not pass up doing Joe Rogan before the election, Kamala. Number two, Beyonce, Megan Stallion, and whoever the hell else you got up your sleeve ain't going to be enough. Times have changed. Times have goddamn changed. So, let me ask you this. Dos, you voted Harris, right? What happened that evening? What's your initial reaction? I mean, you kind of figured it could happen, right? It wasn't like, oh my God.
I want to be very clear here that I am not like I know by voting for Harris, you're supporting her, but I wasn't really a Harris supporter. Like I'm not a rah-rah guy when it came to any one of these candidates. I wasn't a rah-rah guy at all, right?
It's hard to be with her because you don't know who the hell she is.
Yes, right? So in my mind, in the back of my mind, I had a really good feeling. I had good conviction going into that day, before that day, that Trump was going to be our 47th president. Yeah. I had conviction of that in my own, and maybe maybe I was being naive because it's Elon Musk's algorithms on Twitter or X. But I mean, just social media in general. I mean, there was a massive, massive red wave of right wing, whether it's propaganda or just posts or support, whatever you want to call it. It dominated this election cycle. That was something that I've noticed in the last several weeks and even the last couple of months, going back to the very first debate, I would say, to my memory. And in my mind, I kind of felt like, okay, he's going to win this. And I was really probably so it was also my sister's birthday, and I was at my parents' house for, and they all, I'm putting their business out there. They all voted Harris as well. And, I'm prepping. I was like, guys, don't take this so personally. I mean, Trump's going to win. So, that was my mindset. And, you know what? I don't care. I mean, I care, but I don't give a shit. Like, all right, let's move on. Let's get this has been nauseating.
Yeah, I think you would have cared if you put money into the donation box, brother.
Sure, and I didn't.
And that was hundreds of millions of dollars evaporated. Poor bastards.
So you want to know what? I was kind of low-key happy. This means if he wins, now we're not gonna have to deal with this voter fraud shit like we did last time. So I'm kind of hyped about that too.
Well, let me ask you this. So since he's won, now let's admit one thing. He is moving fast. He's moving way faster than any Democrat I've ever seen move. He wants to be in that White House. He's going on Wednesday to meet Biden. I don't even know how they even can look each other in the eyes when they meet, because he didn't let Biden into the White House when Biden won. And not only that, he's unraveling all of Biden's work in the first week that he goes. So I don't even know how that works, but past the propaganda, past everything, we are now almost a week after the election. He's moving quickly. He's appointing people. He's getting shit done. How do you guys feel about sexism and racism? Are these topics elevated around you? I'm only noticing it on the X platform. Your body, my choice. This is a whole new movement that Nick Fuentes is going around talking about. Obviously, this is some real asshole shit. But do you guys feel anything around you? You guys are in the real world in New Jersey. Are you, when you're driving around, are you seeing anything or anything elevated?
No, I don't, man. I don't see none of that shit, man. I think people are just people. You know what I mean? They're normal ass people. Now, so I think a lot of that racism, all that shit just comes. I see a lot of that on people's opinions on social media, where they bring up race on every single issue, and shit like that. But no, that's what I'm saying. I think people generally are just normal people. I think just have the basic needs and concerns. Now, obviously, you're gonna get the extremes on either side of that. But you guys want to hear something really ironic about this thing, right? Trump's first decision, he said, was he was going to do what? Deport all the illegal immigrants, right? So I got a good buddy of mine. He's married to a Mexican who's illegal, right? He's been married to her for quite some time. She is a die-hard Trump supporter. Die-hard.
Did you say legal or illegal?
Illegal.
Illegal immigrant.
Illegal.
A Mexican illegal immigrant that is a die-hard Trump supporter. Okay.
Die-hard Trump supporter, right?
Sounds like an oxymoron, but go ahead.
Yeah, but none of the Hispanics actually. So the majority of Hispanics actually voted for Trump based on two reasons, right? First, her personal stance was she's anti-abortion at any cost. She goes to the church, Catholic church, whatever, and does picketing for anti-abortion. She's one of those, right? But I sent him, once I saw that Trump's first action was to deport. I was like, bro, you see the irony right now? She voted for somebody. Now she like if she gets found out, she's gone.
You know what I mean? They're not married?
They are married.
He's legal. Should be legal, bro.
I know they've been married for a minute. I don't know what.
Yeah, she's got to be legal then. What do you mean? You can't just marry and not be legal.
I don't know. Apparently.
You going around telling motherfuckers she's illegal, meanwhile she's legal.
Oh, maybe they just had the church marriage. I don't know. I was there for the church thing. They might not have done it civil then, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it. They might not have.
I think once you go to the church and get married, you're married, though. I mean, I know there's a court marriage, but I think that that follows suit, man, pretty quick. You know, and I think, especially when your wife is illegal, you're probably gonna go to the court pretty quickly, bro.
I'm gonna double check, but I mean, he didn't tell. He would have told me straight away, like, "Oh no, she's it's not a problem." But he was laughing at the irony too. Like, yeah, this is pretty freaking crazy.
It is irony, but here's what I don't know, right? What is the line of demarcation for this mass deportations anyway?
Well, they just appointed the guy today. This guy looks like a hard-nosed motherfucker, bro.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know exactly. I'm sure they have in mind what they want, or maybe they're tossing around a few ideas. We don't know exactly what that will mean and what that'll look like.
I saw. They asked the guy who was today in charge of the mass deportation. They said, "What are you going to do differently, not to separate families like last time?" And he goes, "Everybody in the family gets deported." That's his solution, bro. They have a plan. Dude, this is moving very quickly, extremely fast, to the point where things are happening by the hour, you know? And remember, states have to agree, or Trump will pull away federal funding. But the good thing is, here in California, good old Gavin Newsom has got a plan. Batman's got a plan, baby. So I was worried. There are plenty of people out there. I don't want to see them lose all this. They've worked hard in this country. They've built things. They've built families. It's just disgusting that they're going to be pushed out of this country. And number one, who is going to do all the jobs that they're doing right now? Right? Once they get deported. This has not been thought out properly. You know, there's plenty of Americans, and I consider a lot of them Americans who work hard in this country. Just they don't have a paper. They still pay taxes, bro.
Wait a minute. When you say they has not been thought out properly, we don't know that yet. In all defense,
we know that because they already tried this once.
4 years ago. Don't you think they learned from some of those things too?
Bro, do you know how much this man has had on his plate? He's a convicted felon who's worried about going to prison himself.
So it's just going to be straight up, ran them out, roll them out.
It depends on the local police that they deal with. It depends on how much people are going to agree with, right? People have to, excuse me, people have to, you know, they got to conform, right? Police departments, local government agencies, they have to agree with this. It's not going to be easy.
So, Reyes, he's not even giving them a chance to get naturalized under any conditions.
None. You're out. You're out. If you're illegal today, you're out tomorrow. You're out today.
Yeah. Tomorrow. I think they want to. I think they would like to also eliminate the natural born citizen rule if you're born to illegal immigrants too. I think that
if
that's
you're born to illegal immigrants, they want to send you back to those countries.
Yeah.
That's literally what the guy just quoted.
That's what they want to do. They haven't it's not set in stone, but that's what they want to do. Again, round them up.
Remember,
roll them
Trump
out.
wants to have a legacy. This is how he mentally feels as a part of his legacy. It ain't
Hitler
good.
had a legacy too. I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he's not Hitler, man. Stop with that shit.
Yeah, see that's that's one reason why Dems lost this. All right, you can't.
Exactly.
I mean, turns out people don't like being called Hitler 24/7.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like anybody that stamps their authority, whether good or bad, any dictator can have a legacy. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, the legacy can be good or it can be bad. Like, do you want to have a good legacy, or be known for separating families and shit like that? You know, I personally think that's extreme.
And they're not going to separate families. They're just going to deport the kids as well. They're using their power, which is usually unprecedented. It doesn't happen, man. This is crazy what's about to happen as far as mass deportations. This is the one thing that really does worry me. But again, people have the option to move into Chicago, New York, California. I don't know. Maybe New York's not going to cooperate.
You brought up probably, Rags, one of the most significant, fundamental questions about this, right? Fundamental, meaning take the emotions out, all that stuff. Who are going to do these jobs now once they deport these? Who are going to do these jobs? The jobs that they're deporting, no fucking American really wants. I mean, let's face it. Americans don't want to do those kinds of
No.
blue collar kind of job. I mean, there are different kinds of blue collar jobs. The kind of jobs that these, illegal immigrants that are facing mass deportations,
Slaughterhouse workers.
if they don't, Americans don't
As
want to
you
do
know,
these
the
jobs.
only landscaping I do is my ass hair. So I don't know.
And the job that has the highest turnover for Americans is slaughterhouse workers. That's where the illegals come in and work. And who the hell wants to work in a slaughterhouse factory? It's the illegals that work in factories like that.
Of course.
A lot. And like to Dosa's point, like who wants to do all those jobs? But then on the other hand, you see New York. Like, so what are they gonna do in New York? And everyone's about the whole migrant crisis and shit like that.
Well, they just shut down the migrants' money. Migrants get no more cash. Listen, right now, what's crazy is we have millions of people apparently lined up, coming up. Migrants are coming up. They're coming in quick. They want to get in before Trump is president. They don't realize it's going to be harder once you're here. The smart thing to do right now as an illegal immigrant or as a migrant would be to wait a year and come back when shit dies down. Let the heat off. Because eventually it will, Right now, they're doing things for show, right? They have to show. Listen, Trump supporters want this to happen, so he wants to show it, right?
Optics, yeah.
So, again, I think it'll all return to normal, man. We need people to do the jobs that they're doing. These are fucking jobs. These are important jobs that people need, that we rely on, as a country. As a people, and again, these people pay taxes, man. So this will all even itself out. Everything always does, man. The thing that really worries me is, again, him pulling us out of the Paris Accord as well, right?
I want to look at the other side right now, on the other aisle. I'm curious. Should Biden just step down now and let Kamala be president for the final 70 days so we could just say, oh, we've had our first women's, president in the United States? And what would that be like?
Yeah.
That might not be a bad idea, though. So actually,
I like that idea. I like that idea because it throws a thorn into the side of Trump. And even though I am about making prices better and I'm about our economy doing better, but I'm also about the fact that we live in the fucking sick thing called the American experiment. So why the hell not, right? Rather than have people go through their family being deported, why not make them citizens real quick? Harris might go some wild shit,
Yeah, at least Kamala's coherent. She's all there. You know what I mean?
But Biden will never do that. If Biden wants any chance of old Hunter to get pardoned, he will not step down. He's going to stay in.
I don't think Hunter's getting pardoned no matter what.
He might.
I'll put it down.
He might get pardoned. And as long as Biden stays aligned, he'll probably get pardoned. If he steps down, that's Kamala in. Hunter Biden's going to jail.
Yeah. Biden has pressure on him to pardon Trump, right? If he pardons Trump now, it makes things a lot easier, a lot quicker. And yes, I think that Trump's plan to pardon all the January 6 people, that's going to be a little weird. Some of them are serving jail sentences, lengthy jail sentences.
You guys see any extreme reactions from friends or family based on this result? I had my family come over, and my nieces, obviously they're young, they're in their 20s, and they're like, they thought the world was gonna end. And I was like, relax, you're gonna go to school just like you did. You're gonna finish out your semester. Everything's gonna be fine. And they're like, my rights. I was like, you live in New Jersey. You know what I mean? Nothing's gonna change. It's just on a state's level, So I'm trying to tell them to stop overreacting. They said,
Jay, things are gonna change. Things are gonna change for illegal aliens who've worked their ass off.
No, I'm talking about for my family. Like my nieces were overreacting to this.
Women's rights.
Yeah, but they had the same rights in Jersey. It's just on a state decision level.
Yes. Just remember, though, at the end of the day, it does affect them in a way, right? You got to remember, if it just because it's not. Remember, New Jersey's a small place, so it still affects them, right? We got to keep these things in mind, that women are stocking up on abortion pills, birth control, whatever they can. It's kind of crazy. That's the one thing is, man, if they do Project 2025, man, if that becomes a reality, there's gonna be a lot of problems. So don't think this is. Listen, we're not out of the woods yet. People are saying Project 2025 is coming. We don't know if it is or not. Okay, keep it in mind. Why you got that look on your face, Dose?
Because I just thought of something. Because you bring up some valid points, all valid points. You mentioned at the beginning, at the top of the show, you mentioned that it's kind of scary, but this and that. But you didn't vote, bro. You didn't vote for president. Like, what are you scared about?
For president? No, I voted for local elections.
I know. But
I left it blank.
Why are you scared of anything? What are you scared of? You didn't even fucking vote.
Project 2025. It's not. It doesn't matter if I voted or not. Project 2025. Have you looked into it? It's fucking archaic.
Oh, I agree. I agree with you.
But bro, in the end of the day, did you not understand? I didn't know what was worse. Look, I did think Harris would be good for young women, young ladies, to see a woman president. For instance, your daughter, my nieces, Jay's nieces, to see a woman in office and say, hey, we can be president if we want to, right? So that's the only reason, though. So for me, I couldn't make the decision. I just didn't have enough data, right? I didn't know where we were going, but I was scared on both sides. It doesn't mean I wasn't scared, Dose, on both sides. I was still worried.
You didn't know what scared you more? Is that what you're telling me?
Exactly. I didn't know what was scarier, whether it was a person without a track record, the war machine getting even worse. These are my worries. The war machine getting worse and worse and worse. And the propaganda by the mainstream media is here.
Fair. And it's very rare. Ladies and gentlemen, it's very rare where Rags will not have a strong conviction either way. This is a very rare moment. So I want everyone to take a moment right now and acknowledge this, that Rags did not have conviction either way. It's very rare where this happens.
This election truly befuddled Rags.
And here we are, right? I'm excited. I'm worried. I'm shitting my pants. I'm jerking off. I don't know where to go. But I do know that we have to be careful, bro. I live in a protected area. So I'm scared for the rest of the country, yes. But I live in the most protected area of this country as far as rights are concerned. Human rights.
Wait, quick. Did you guys hear about the text messages that I sent out after the election to black people in the country?
That's what I said. Racism is on the rise, right?
That shit.
About
but you know how they're playing it against each other. Yeah, I would report to your nearest plantation and shit. But apparently, I don't know. Yeah. So if you hear both sides, they're playing it against each other, right? They said the red side is like, because we won, someone from the blue side has sent this out to make it act like now a racist is in office and racism is taking over. So it's both sides again, politicizing this and making it putting.
Bro, let's be honest. It's most likely some white supremacists who took advantage of the fact that Donald Trump got elected. Perfect timing. Listen, these white supremacists are learning how to use technology very well, right? They're learning how to implement certain campaigns that they have.
How the hell did they get a census data list of the black people in the country?
Bro, it's not census data list. If you Google university, Howard University, African American group, you could find lists of people, bro. You'd be surprised how much data is out there, Jay.
In 2024,
a lot of data out there, Jay. I didn't get a text. I was waiting for my text, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know what's crazy? I just thought about. If an illegal immigrant got that text, you know how excited they would have got? Oh, I got a job? I mean, look, it's wrong to say that, but it's true. This is how crazy we are. And obviously no one wants to be a slave. But if an illegal immigrant with broken English read that, I report to go do this tomorrow, he would be happy. God, this is why we're a podcast and we're not on mainstream media, folks. We can say things like this. All right. So enough about the election. We're gonna have a lot of stuff to talk about the election. I honestly think we just don't know what's gonna happen in the next a week from now. We'll know more once Biden and Trump have been in the same room. We'll figure out more. But every hour things are changing. Let's talk about another match that's coming up, which I will be happy to give you my thoughts on. Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. It was delayed, it was postponed, and now all of a sudden, boom, here we are. This fight is back. And look, I don't know much about boxing. I know, Jay, you know a lot about boxing. But I can give you the numbers that I know. Okay? Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. So this will be 8 2-minute rounds, right? Which sounds like my sex life over the year of 2025. It's a 58-year-old. That sounds like my romantic life.
I don't think you have 8 rounds in you, buddy.
8 rounds over a year? Over a year, bro.
Oh, all right, yeah. You could probably get 8. You'll get 8 off.
I got plenty of rounds in me, bro. Trust me, I got my mojo back, bro. I've been taking these special pills. I'll put it that way. Oh, we good, baby. We good. Trust me. Sometimes too good. Sometimes the motherfucker won't go down. I'm like, yo, time to go down, bro.
What kind of pills?
Time to ease off, bro. I gotta go back to sleep. But no, for real.
What, the rhinoceros joints from the gas station?
No. I only go with good stuff. All right, so Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. The rules have been set. 8 2-minute rounds, which sounds like about, how much sex I'm going to have over the next 12 months. 58-year-old man.
Did you take a fucking pill before we got on the show?
No, why? I'm drinking coffee.
So you keep going
Good
back
old
to
coffee. God. All right. So we've got a 58-year-old man who is a legend and who's fighting for all men over 40 years old. Let me tell you right now, Mike Tyson is fighting for me. You know what I mean? It's us versus them. They not like us. You know what I'm saying? We are older generation. Goddamn Gen X. Okay? We baby boomers. We gotta beat these young mother effers, man. You know how much I want to beat these young bastards. They got participation trophies, goddamn it. Okay? Mike Tyson is from where he's from. Goddamn Mount Vernon, Catskill. This guy is from
Brownsville. He's from Brownsville, Brooklyn, and then trained up in the Cats school.
Yep. When you say us versus them, what exactly is us and what exactly is them?
Our generation of men over 40, men and women over 40 versus men and women under 30. Make it real simple. This is a battle. This is for all the chips.
Is this a battle between legacy media and streaming? Then is that another way of putting it right there?
No, because streaming
Jake Paul's
wins.
a streamer, YouTube guy.
Matter of fact, this is on Netflix, bro. Who would have thought you'd have a boxing match? Well, this is an exhibition match, and this is kind of a bullshit match. We've already talked about this, okay? Mike Tyson is talking about fantasizing about the guy. There's a clip about this somewhere we did. I mean, this is fake, right? Jay, you're the expert. This is fake.
No, so here's the thing. This is the Holyfield fight was an exhibition. This is under official boxing sanctioned
You mean no?
rules.
You're not Holyfield.
So it's not considered one of the.
You mean wait.
Oh, sorry. Roy Jones. Roy Jones. My bad. The Roy Jones Mike Tyson fight is what I was talking. Correct. Yeah. Sorry. That was an exhibition, right? So they can kind of do whatever rules they want. This is an official boxing sanctioned fight. So that's what makes this one different. And in the Roy Jones fight, there was no declared winner and all this other shit. And this one, there will be. They just modified it, which they agreed on, and the boxing commission agreed on. There's going to be 2-minute rounds as opposed to 3-minute rounds. And they're going to use 14-ounce gloves as opposed to the 10-ounce gloves that heavyweights normally use, 10 to 12 ounces. They're using 14-ounce gloves. Now this, let's talk about the first one, right? The 2-minute rounds as opposed to the 3-minute rounds is going to favor Mike Tyson, right? Because as you grow older, his stamina is not what it once was. His stamina was never the best because he knocked people out, and get to those later rounds, he started wearing down. But this, even more at his age, he needs the 2-minute round, so that's going to help Tyson. Now, the 14-ounce gloves, it's going to do two things, right? It's going to provide more padding on the shots, right? He still has knockout power. Either one of them, if they land clean, they'll have knockout power. But what it also does is the bigger gloves allow you more protection. So it's going to be harder for them to land clean if their defense is up. So it'll probably help Jake Paul if everyone's predicting that if Mike Tyson lands, he's going to get knocked out.
Well, so Jay, for the casual fan, you mentioned that 14-ounce boxing gloves for this fight. What is the normal standard then?
So the normal standard for a heavyweight is 10 and maybe 12, but normally 10-ounce gloves. So 14 ounces is considered sparring gloves, so you don't hurt the other person, etc. You know, so that's what they're going to use in this fight. Now, as a spectator, I was a little bit disappointed in that because obviously, pugilist, we want to see a knockout, right? So I think that'll work to Jake Paul's advantage because it'll help protect him from Tyson's shots a little bit more. That being said, 14 ounces, if Mike lands clean on him, or actually if either one of them takes a clean shot, because Jake Paul has power in his right hand, and he's bulked up a lot, you know. So I think either one of them, if they connect clean, it could do damage. But there's a less percentage of that actually landing clean with the 14-ounce glove as opposed to...
Can I ask you, is this worth me getting a Netflix subscription?
Honestly, I'm excited as hell for it. If I didn't have a Netflix subscription, I would kind of get one.
Wow.
Well, Netflix is dope.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. If there has not been enough content for you to get a Netflix subscription yet now, then fuck it. Just keep it going. Ride without it. What? I mean, fuck it now.
No, I mean, I'm the kind of guy, I get it, I turn it off. I get it, I turn it off. I steal my neighbor's password. You know, you got to get what you got to do, you know. Listen, what I do is a sneaky thing. I do very smart about it, right? I invite people over. Oh, we got Netflix tonight. I have them log in. You know, I keep using their password. 3 months later, I'm logged out. I invite them back over. You know what I mean? So... yes, okay. I'll look into. I'm gonna invite over somebody this weekend.
Jay knows all about that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. I mean, me and Dos are watching it together on Friday. We're going to your brother's place.
All right. Okay. So listen, you guys will be. You'll be there if it's, and again, you'll be highly disappointed if this is fake, right? I don't see how a 58-year-old man can actually fight a 30-year-old man. I just don't see it. I don't see it. The man, Mike Tyson, I don't want him to get hurt. I'm concerned for the man.
You said, use the word fake. How would we know if it was fake? Like WWF fake? Like
if the fight's fixed, the results are fixed. Like, let's say it goes to a draw or something where no man, they both got all the eyeballs in the thing, but nothing decisive has happened. Nobody got knocked out. Nobody got hurt. They tagged each other a few times throughout the course of the 8 rounds, and that was it. It declared a draw. They put a spectacle, and both guys got their checks, and that's it. That's what I would look at. That mad sus.
If I see one Mike Tyson smile, we have a problem. He better be angry, bro. I wish I had access to this guy. I would love to piss him off real bad in that morning. It's just, please, God, please, Mike Tyson, wake up angry. Beat the shit out of this motherfucker. You know what I mean? Bro.
You know why else I think you like him so much, Rex? Because he loves weed and shrooms just like you do.
But I don't even smoke
Yeah,
anymore.
He loves it. He said he's a much happier person.
Well, listen, I do love some shrooms, and I do love edibles, and I will admit it. I admit it. But I like Mike Tyson because I grew up with the guy. You know what I mean? I grew up watching a minority man break his way through a white society. And sometimes look real bad. And sometimes look beautiful. But it was like I grew up, like, you know, I was with him throughout everything. You know what I mean? Whether it was him getting beat up by Buster Douglas, or whether it was him, what was that movie he was in?
Biting Holyfield's
Crash. No, it was the...
ear?
Whether it was biting Holyfield's ear, or whether he was getting arrested for rape, or whether it was him being in that movie with the tiger, the Vegas movie. I was there for every moment, okay? To his one-man show. And to see the man pull off a hangover, there we go. To pull off a one-man show like he did, it was brilliant, man. I loved it, man. To see the man's transformation, it inspired me that anybody can change. And it's a true American story. Okay? This is a true America. That only happens here, bro. Tyson, bro. That is such a beautiful thing that we have lived to see. So that's why I love the guy. I always rooted for him. Even when he was the bad guy, I love that man. So yes, he is a part of my soul, and he's a part of my generation.
Yeah. Yes.
I thought the cameo on the Hangover movie was phenomenally written and done. It was really, I mean, the way the writers got him in there, I mean, he got to play himself, obviously, but how random was that? All right, to walk into their hotel suite with Phil Collins music and Mike Tyson on the piano, right? And start singing along. I mean, that was a genius move on both sides to make that happen. And Rags, to your point, that might have been like the gateway to his new profound success doing his one-man show. That had to have been a gateway to that. So good for him all around there.
Absolutely. And I think I'd say close to about 70% of the general public will be rooting for Tyson, right? Anybody from the last 3 generations will be rooting for Tyson. Everybody in the boxing world who thinks Jake Paul is a joke to the boxing world will be rooting for Mike Tyson. Everybody in MMA or any type of combat sport is pulling for Mike Tyson because they all looked up to him, So I think he's got everyone pulling for him.
Who's pulling for Jake Paul then?
The YouTubers, the new generation that grew up on him and his streaming platform, that have followed him for the last 10 years or so, being a kid from Nickelodeon, come up. So he's got his own fan base that does that, do his public stunts, and even these exhibition fights are friends of his brother, Logan Paul, who's kind of done the same thing. So that generation, well, it's not even niche anymore. He's got a pretty big following. And not for nothing, he's made whatever fights he's had entertaining.
Hey, you guys want to have a wager on it? Anybody wants to put some money down on it? I got $50 on Mike Tyson. Anybody want to take that?
I'm not betting against Mike. Even to this day, I'm not betting against Mike. Is it not?
JP's favorite.
Bet on that?
Yeah, of course. Hell yeah.
What's the odds?
I
gotta see this.
Yeah, check that. Huh?
Let's go to DraftKings right now. We're not official sponsors of DraftKings. Gambling's bad, everybody.
But if you want to do it, Rags is taking $50.
Yeah, $50, no juice.
Okay.
As Kanye would say, no juice involved.
Damn. Right now, Jake Paul.
Your favorite, right?
Jake Paul's favored. Yeah,
yes.
minus 220.
Yeah, I knew he was favored.
So Rags, you risk. I didn't realize he's favored by that much. So you risk $100 to win a profit of 45. That's the odds right now.
If you bet on Jake Paul, right?
Now you want to vote. So
if I bet $100 on Mike Tyson,
for Mike Tyson, it's 175 profit.
Ooh,
oh, there we go. Wait. So I put 100 down. I win 175, so I get 270.
Yeah, including the investment, and then if you want to look at it that way, yes.
Nice. All right.
You're making 175.
So you guys don't
want
to take my bet, huh?
Right.
No one wants to bet.
No, because it'll be bet against my heart. I'll be
exactly. No, I want to see Mike Tyson knock him out, bro. I want to see Mike Tyson. And
my heart wants to see Mike Tyson knock him out. If I'm betting with my head, I think I might go to a decision at the end.
Most likely, yeah, it's going to decision because every single box, anybody associated with boxing, anybody with any type of reputation is like, dude, this is so fixed. So we'll see what happens. Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Jake Paul. We'll discuss it next week. Mike Tyson, baby. All right, our last topic of this week is a very serious topic, actually. And I think I want to bring this topic up. And this is a last-minute addition we decided today because guess what? This is an exact reason why Donald Trump won the election while Democrats lost is because the mainstream media is covering things the way they want to. Now, the story I'm talking about is Amsterdam. Soccer fights. Guess who? Israel, Palestine. Right? This is what the mainstream media is reporting. Jewish fans, Israeli fans, were targeted by pro-Palestinian protesters. They were targeted by Arabs living in Amsterdam. This is the story that came out, to the point where Netanyahu came on and sent planes to pick these motherfuckers up, okay? To the point where all over the media on Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, you're seeing anti-Semitic attacks. And if you went and actually dug the story for yourself, you'd see that, first of all, the fighting that occurred was in Dam Square. You remember Dam Square, right? 2001. December 2001, we were in Dam Square, okay? We were
I think they pronounce
tripping
it
on mushrooms. Dom, yeah, you're right. Dam Square. We were tripping on mushrooms. One of our friends sat on a pole. Snow was hitting him in the head. He was having a bad trip.
It was a fire hydrant.
Point is, where that was occurring, where we were tripping balls, was where people were getting hurt violently. And I agree. There were thugs on both sides. I'm not just saying the Arabs are innocent. Yes, both sides. But who starts these things? The Israeli fans started taking flags off of shit. They were talking shit. One of the things that they were singing in the streets, in public, okay? Let me repeat this. Singing in the streets. There is no school in Gaza because there are no children. That is the most disgusting thing I've ever heard in my life, okay? And if it's one thing, I will always stick up for human beings, okay? Especially children. The fact that people are singing these things, and sure, I'm sure people are saying, pro-Palestinians are saying things that are anti-Israel. Okay. But let's go to the story in the media. The story as follows. Anti-Semitic attacks. This is the lie that is occurring in our world, and this is why people are tired of the mainstream media lying. All demonstrations are banned right now in Amsterdam. Things are being lit on fire. People are angry. Why should demonstrations be put? This is what freedom is. Being able to say what you believe. Being able to stand up for what you believe. Okay? Yes, I am someone who is confused about Gaza. Yes, I admit that. But I'm not confused enough to know that it takes two to tango. Okay? Jay, you're the soccer expert here. What the hell happened this weekend?
The soccer expert. The soccer expert.
Because that's what started this whole thing. And obviously that's not really the thing here.
Yeah. Yeah, so the club was Maccabi Tel Aviv, right? They played a Dutch team called Ajax, right? And this was in the Europa League. And Maccabi Tel Aviv is obviously the Israeli team, right? And it started because they tore down a Palestinian flag. They said from one of the buildings, and they started burning it, and they shouted "Fuck you, Palestine," and then vandalized a taxi. So that set the whole shit out. And then after that, they started chanting what you were saying, Rags, about. They said the IDF, we will win, we will fuck the Arabs, and then declaring that there were no children left in Gaza, which is fucking deplorable, right? It's freaking disgusting that they did that. And I mean, soccer's got enough freaking fan riots without this, and to bring this shit in when there's actual devastation like going on and kids dying and families being freaking uprooted. It's disgusting. There's no place for that shit in this world.
The real thing is not even about soccer. It's not even about football. It's about war in the Middle East. And the fact is why wasn't it reported correctly, Dose? Why wasn't it reported, hey, there's fights between Israel fans and Dutch fans that are pro-Palestine? Why isn't it being reported as is? Which is both sides are fighting each other, but it was instigated by one of the sides, which is Israel, right? Why, Dose, is this happening in our country, in our world? Forget our country, it's the world.
The legacy media has been anti-Middle Eastern, anti-Muslim, right? I mean, that's it. And pro-Israel, for decades. Yep. That's the short and sweet answer.
Mostly the Western nations, right? The Western powers.
But that's why we love Amsterdam, bro. Is because why Amsterdam? I felt like it's a little bit different over there, right? It felt like
was this a Dutch paper or Dutch news source that you're referring to, or are you talking about how American news is reporting an event in Amsterdam?
No, I'm talking about world news. I'm talking about world news. I was world news. World news. I'm not talking about American.
What were you watching?
I was paying attention
to world news from.
Yeah. World news on what channel? Is it an
BB? So I have I have a whole list of channels that I can watch, right? Including I can watch all the international news, right? They were all reporting it the same way, man. At first, and then the truth starts coming out, right?
Yeah. So I'll just give you an example. I'm looking at one right now, right from The Guardian, which is a British news source, and
very liberal. Very liberal.
They said again, yeah, but to their credit, they said against a backdrop of soaring anti-Semitic and Islamophobic abuse. So they used both terms in.
When was that reported?
This was 1 hour ago.
Exactly. I'm talking about when the story first hit the airways. When the story first hit. Yeah, I want to see initial reporting because that's when the shit was fake. Right now, it's truth is starting to come out, right? Dutch Prime Minister condemns anti-Semitic violence after Amsterdam football match. That's the title in France, right? So, it's all over the world. This is on this is not Gaza. This is not the United States. This is Europe, right? They tend to be more honest in Europe. As you remember, from my time being in Amsterdam, there's plenty of immigrants from Africa, plenty of immigrants from a lot of Arab countries. Those were the guys hustling on the streets. So
yeah.
You figure with the heavy
pot over there too. Absolutely.
Arab population, the truth would be said. But remember, there's a heavy Arab population, there's a heavy Jewish population. So
there's always someone controlling a narrative, regardless of that population.
And I understand that. I'm just saying, look, let's be honest. There's hooligans on both sides. Can we not agree?
Yeah. Soccer's got enough hooliganism in there.
All right. Yeah, you know what? Let's go to some lighthearted talk. Let's go to some entertainment talk. We've had a lot of heavy talk today. So my favorite show, which just ended last night, I'm so depressed. The Penguin. Oh, God. I love this show, bro. I love Colin Farrell.
Favorite show is The Sopranos. What do you mean your favorite show?
I mean right now.
Julio.
Right
you
now.
got to be clear about that.
Okay?
No, you have to be very clear about that.
Listen.
You're gonna be you're disappointing all of our 2.5 of our followers.
Listen. If you want to see Tony Soprano 3.0, watch The Penguin, because there's pieces of Tony Soprano in The Penguin. There is so much about life in this show, and about trauma, and about just how people turn out. The reason people turn out the way they are. Right? I just love this show. I mean, and I got to give props not only Colin Farrell, well done.
Colin Farrell.
Christina.
Crushing it.
Kristen Milioti, Sophia Falcone, Renzi Feliz, who plays Vic Aguilar. Bro.
Now be careful. Great. You can't, don't do any spoilers now, Craig.
Yeah.
No spoilers. I will just tell you, it's about the origins of the Penguin, right? Who is obviously coming from Batman, but it's nothing to do with Batman. What I love, it's just so well shot, so well acted, and it's so dark, bitch. I love that. It's a really dark show. Jay, did you see the whole show? I know, Dose, you're just starting it.
Bro, I my mouth was open, like my jaw dropped when I saw that season finale. Yes, Rags will know exactly what I'm talking about too.
Are they doing another season? Because it says a limited series or something like that. Like it's not like are they doing another season or what?
They said that it has to be the writing has to be just as good as season 1, so they haven't decided yet. And remember, the reason that this is limited is because it costs a fortune to make. So you're talking about filming in the city. You're talking about heavy price tag for these actors. It was so good, though. I'm praying for season 2. The way they left it, though, I don't know if I even want a season 2 because it broke my heart the way they left it at the end there. And you know what I felt like? There's a scene on like the West Side Highway or whatever the fuck. It's a park looking at skyline of Manhattan. I felt like I've, 20 years ago smoking a joint or a blunt there, But not doing whatever was going on in that park. But
man, the reason I love this show too is because, like you said, draws on parallels with The Sopranos, right? You see a lot of. I don't think this character being portrayed as he is now would have existed without Tony Soprano in that role, right? And I think Colin Farrell even admitted that. He drew like inspiration from a lot. And the other thing which I really like is they showed so much human depth, character depth in this show, without giving you'll see like the relationship between Oz and his mother, that shit, and this shit happens in real life, like it has layers of shit that build on these characters, and
that's
the shit that Sophie went through, all of that.
When you're talking about correlation to Sopranos, that's what it is. This show's about psychology. This show is about psychology. This show is about a lot more than what's on the surface, which is violence and power. So check out The Penguin. We don't want to give it away. Dose, that's your assignment. If you don't catch up next week, we'll do it the week after. But I really did enjoy this episode. Where can they find us? Where can they find us, fellas?
Find us on X, formerly known as Twitter. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on TikTok. And you can find us on YouTube at A Dose of Rags. Thank you all.
DOUS of Rags, RAAGZ.
That's
all right,
right,
boys and girls. Take care until next week.
Peace.